Palestinians are searching for a new power to mediate the peace process after United States President Donald Trump decided to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. The United States has chosen to lose its qualification as a mediator, Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas said on December 13. "We will no longer accept that it has a role in the political process." Abbas has the backing of the 57 nations of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. They signed a declaration on December 13 saying they regarded Mr. Trump's decision as an announcement of the U.S. administration's withdrawal from its role as sponsor of peace. This leaves a massive job vacancy, and Europe is eager to fill it. The European Union will engage even more with the parties and with our regional and international partners, European Union Foreign Policy Chief Federica Mogherini said December 7. She said that President Trump's announcement could diminish the potential role of the U.S. The EU is now determined to play an even more convinced and active role in trying to relaunch the peace process. Other European foreign ministers made similar statements. French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian said, "We've been waiting already for several months for the American initiative, and if one is not forthcoming then the European Union will have to take the initiative." The German media is also on board. Spiegel Online published an editorial on December 8 titled "Time for Europe to Take the Lead on Peace." Just like the Palestinians, it believes Mr. Trump's decision disqualifies the U.S. as mediator. "It is now up to us, the Europeans, the Germans, to come up with new ideas and new formats, as difficult as that may be," it wrote. German newspaper Süddeutsche Zeitung commented that Trump's Jerusalem decision forces Europeans out of cover and impels them to take on a greater role in the Middle East. Trumpet translation throughout, because of the geographic proximity, the historical, political and economic connection, the EU sees itself in a responsibility that it could hardly ever live up to in the past, it wrote. During the peace process, it played a role, but often not more than that of a junior partner of the United States. But now, Europe is forced out of cover. In other words, if Europe does not take on a bigger role in the Middle East, the peace process could fail, at least, according to European media. They believe that because Palestinians and surrounding Arab nations can no longer rely on the U.S. to lead the peace process, the region is destined to erupt into violence and seek another mediator. As the greatest trading partner of Israel and the biggest donor to Palestinians, the EU is in the best position to fill that need. Mogherini said that Trump's decision has the potential to send us back to even darker times than the ones we already live in. She's right about the dark times Jerusalem has experienced, though Europe has often been the one to bring on that darkness. The Bible contains specific warnings about coming dark times for Jerusalem. Many of these warnings revolve around a peace process. One of these is found in Hosea 5:13. It states that when Judah saw his wound, he went to the Assyrian, and sent to King Jareb. What is this talking about? Trumpet editor-in-chief Gerald Fleury explains in his free booklet Jerusalem in Prophecy. The word wound is number 4205 in Strong's Concordance. It means in the sense of binding up, a bondage, that is remedy. Gesenius Lexicon defines it this way: the pressing together, binding up of the wound, here used figuratively of a remedy applied to the wounds of the state. In other words, the remedy is the wound. Another word for wound is also mentioned in Obadiah 7. "All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is not understanding in him." This wound is number 4204 in Strong's. Gesenius defines it as falsehood, hence, fraud, insidious stealing net, or snare. It has the same root word as the word used in Hosea 5:13. In Obadiah the wound is directly related to being deceived by a peace pact. This prophecy, then, states that Israel will have trouble with its peace pact and will turn to another power for help, to Assyria. This is the Bible's name for Germany, for proof of this. See our free reprint article The Remarkable Identity of the German People. Israel, then, is prophesied to turn to Germany, exactly the situation we now see an opening for. Other Bible prophecies tell us what happens next. Daniel 11:41 talks about the King of the North, referring to this same German-led European power. This power shall enter also into the glorious land, referring to Jerusalem. Mr. Fleury explains, the word enter in no way indicates the use of force. The Germans will undoubtedly be invited in as a peacekeeping force. In the short term, this does not turn out well for Jerusalem, but Hosea 5 says that this suffering will lead Israel to acknowledge their offense, and seek my face. In their affliction they will seek me early. Verse 15, God is allowing this to happen for a glorious purpose, and Mr. Trump's decision could pave the way for this important, prophesied event, Israel turning to Germany.